Gonna give you a little garden tour. I think it's been a minute. Maybe last we checked in, we took down about 45 alders. We still have 5 more that we'd like to take down, but it got late in the season and Gus is busy anyways. So over here, walk, is the new garden. So this isn't the only place we have tomatoes, but over here on the left is some tomatoes. 4 of many. We put together this little homespun cedar cage for them. They're doing pretty good up here. I was just looking at this guy right here, and his stalks are about the same width as my finger. He's pretty stout for what we can usually grow out here. It's usually so wet and dark late into the season, but it's only barely the first week of June, and got some cucumbers going up the trellis there. Excuse my shadow. We were just operating on this pear tree. He's not thriving. He's new this year. I think I planted him last fall. It's a little pear tree. Maybe I had his compost too thick, or I don't know. I gave him a hard prune and a bunch of fish fertilizer, so hopefully that'll help. This is also an Asian pear variety. He's second year, doing pretty good. So there's obviously onions on the right there, and some potatoes going crazy on the left. Got another box of potatoes over here, and this crazy droopy these sweet pea tomatoes are a little bit nutty. They want to wander. They're creepers almost, so we'll see if I can get them to stay in that triangle there in a second. I've got some string over there I'll get to work on, and this currant is behaving politely. There's another pear tree. So the 3 of these pears supposedly should be able to cross-pollinate, but let's just see if we can survive without being eaten by flea beetles or getting rust or whatever the heck else is going to come and try and get us. So there's a couple more good-sized tomato plants. I'm going to guess that those are probably sun golds. Anything that's not marked is a sun gold, I think. For the most part. We have a variety of squashes over here. The ones closest to me are planted in direct compost, and the ones furthest away are planted in half compost, half sifted dirt. So it's a competition to see who's going to grow. And then we had some leftover onions and potatoes, and Mark had some leftover metal pieces, so we threw these guys in just 2 weeks ago now. See what they'll do. And then these are some Ruby Crush Determinate tomatoes. So these guys I don't need to prune. I just let them grow, and they have a set amount that they'll do, and they don't go. Apparently they'll just get only so big and not go crazy, so we'll see if that holds true. Mixed reviews. So, oh, sorry, there's a couple of buckets here hiding in the bushes. These are also a couple of tomato plants. And then up on the hill, you will see the water tank. That was sitting under the yellow cabin for the past couple of years. It came with when we bought the drug house, it came with that building, so we brought it up the hill recently and filled it with water, and it just gravity feeds to the garden here. So, fantastic setup. I am extremely spoiled. So we'll walk up here real quick because the sunlight is hitting the foxgloves, and I'll take a picture of those before wandering off. Oh, and see all these, the stumps from having those trees removed? Paul's going to come next week and rip those out with his grabby tonka toy Kato machine. And then we can plant more or build a greenhouse or all kinds of crazy dreams out here in the woods. There's those foxglove. Just volunteers. We're shoveling chips from the alder trees. They took those last 5 alder trees down the other day, and we're shoveling the chip pile today. And I saw our neighbors Jay and Jen at their place. That's the router noise you hear in the background. And it reminded me, oh, I wanted to catch a clip before all the wood chips were gone. So we'll walk through the garden a little later, but got the man in action. Dun dun dun. Started making an update a month ago. I just checked the camera. Last video was June 7th, and I never did anything with it, and I may still not. But anyways, now it's might be July 10th-ish, July 10th, so a month later, and we've put some chips down. I think I will show a clip of Mark doing that preceding this, because you have to stay in order. Update on the tomato growth. See, got these guys in here. These are supposedly a Ruby Crush. And this is Artemis. I'm pronouncing it wrong, but green, but their fruit is coming along, and they are, with their pot, taller than me. White currant, looks like it's got little fruit. See those little guys? The name currant would probably be evident of that. And we are assuming most things that don't have a label in the garden, as far as tomatoes are concerned, are those golden ones. The awesome ones that I love so much for the sauce. Anyways, I think that's what these are. Look like. Yum. Anyways, I need to get some trimmers and trim the sadness off of these poor cucumbers. I'm probably repeating myself, but I took the head off of one of those, well, a sucker off of one of these tomatoes, and I just kind of crammed it in the ground as deep as I could, and look, it's turned into a plant. I'll see if I actually get any fruit off of it, but since I'm watering this bed and nobody else was living there, tomatoes are coming along. Some of their shoulders are starting to peek out. See, and if I understand correctly, I'm supposed to just let them peek, and that's okay. So, let them go. Potatoes are starting to lean over, so they bloomed last week. This batch bloomed last week, and now they're starting to flop over and get yellow towards the bottom. Their shoulders were popping out, but I put a little bit more compost on them so they wouldn't get green, apparently. So we did that. These two guys, I believe, are also, I still haven't found the word, it'll come to me, the unnamed tomato patch. It's unfortunate. Look how thick those arms are. Oh, don't show the cocktail. We're not getting paid for advertising. Look, it's, and I have big man hands. Look how big that, anyways. Something sweet. They're sweet and they're golden. Everybody loves them. Oh, I'm a liar. Those are sweet millions. So there. Those are pretty good too. Those are coming in. And, oh, see, these potatoes are just blooming. This is a different variety. I think these were little white ones that came from the territorial people. It's just a crazy plant. Who are you? Another currant. Those are pretty crazy too. Everybody's going nuts up here. They like the sunshine. A little bit worried that the 5-gallon pots do okay, but I think they get so rooty in there that they run out of nutrients. I keep topping it up with more compost and fish fertilizer, but there's only so much you can fit into 5 gallons worth of dirt when these guys get so tall. Anyways, who are you? More white currant and white currant. Wow. So those seeds survived a lot. So the squash, sorry, making you dizzy with my turning. We're trying to get them to grow up these trellises. Excuse my goofy bends there, but the boys just started coming out. So I've been helping them get pollinated. And we've had some white fly fluttering around on those, but they don't seem to be doing any damage yet. Keep the neem bottle handy, but with those blooms, I hate to neem. Anyways, more potatoes, more onions. These ones are like, I think, a month or 6 weeks behind the other ones. These squash were flopping over. We're still trying to, but they're starting to come in. We'll see. Ooh, doesn't that make you hungry? Oh, mosquitoes are out here in force too. Look, squash. Excellent. So, squash. Some more tomatoes. These are more Ruby Crush. Let's see. Look at that. So, again, I'll show you we put chips all over the pathways and have been watering the new little prairie field that appeared when all those stumps came out. So, a bunch more tomatoes. Pear trees doing okay. This guy's still struggling. I think he's got some horrible disease. I probably need to rip him out before he contaminates the rest of my friends. Anyways, pear makes me sad. Again, suffering cucumbers. I'm gonna trim those leaves off. Little tiny black bugs. I'll walk you up the hill. It's been a long time. This video is way too long already. Here, I'll pause. Trying to